What is up, y'all? I'm Benjamin Outdoors, and this is my channel. So today I'm back with the $200 CBR today. I'm actually gonna weld on the upper triple tree to accommodate for these handlebars. I also ordered a lot of things off eBay, like hand guards, extended brake lines, stuff like that. I gotta wait for that to come in. But I am gonna install the headlight, wire up the headlight and the headlight. It's gonna be a pretty good video, so y'all stay tuned. So I got the bike back inside, and since I know that the motor is running good, it started up quick. There was no delay when I pressed the starter button. It basically fired it right up like my other CBR. The only thing hindering me right now from riding it is the handlebars and headlight and taillight. Now I actually got the taillight wired up. As you can see, I just need to route it better. But the headlight, I need to actually wire it up and install it. And the handlebars. So this one is bent, and I'm not going to clip-ons, I'm going actual handlebars. So I'm going to be mounting those on there, but as you can see, it's not level. So I'm actually going to have to take this off, this upper triple tree, and I'm going to have to weld a flatter area, probably come right here and just weld straight, and just build that area up, and so I can drill a hole and bolt this on there. And I'm actually going to be doing some welding on the Gixxer right now, and maybe some on the foot pegs off the other CBR. I'm probably going to build those back up so I can use those. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of aluminum welding today. Probably just hit a couple bikes at the same time, because right now I actually have to build up a few areas on this Gixxer still. Like there's still some low points. That's a low point. There's a couple divots, so I still have to do a little bit more there. I'm sorry I haven't been doing a whole lot of the Gixxer. I just kind of been lazy recently. I've been really busy. So biggest thing was I wanted this motor in the bike and running, and I want to get it rideable. You know, I want to have some fun on it. This is gonna be my toy to tear up. It's gonna be a really fun toy, so I'm hoping to get it done fairly soon, but also try to get some more videos of the Gixxer out. Anyway, let's do it. Alright, so I have to reattach this headlight wiring. I'm going to slap on a couple of these suckers. And then hit it with the heat gun. There we go, now it's good as new. I got a package in today. It's a battery. So come on, let's see if I can do this one-handed. It's a gel battery with a gauge on it. Ooh. Interesting. It's a pretty sweet little battery now. Now I'm gonna put that puppy in. Get her wired up. Start removing the triple tree. So I'm gonna build up this over here. Clean that off. All right, I'm gonna turn the machine on, turn the gas on. So I'm gonna try to take off some of this metal. I'm actually trying to lower it to make it level with this surface. So I basically got it flat. So now I can kind of put this where I want it. I'm gonna mark this exactly, try to get it spot on. Best way to be the most accurate is actually put an indentation with a punch. All right, so all I gotta do now is just build up the backside to where they screw flat, and then clean up these sides, and then I have a new triple tree. I got the upper triple tree all welded up. It's not gorgeous. I'm done messing with it. I've re-welded it. I've done a lot today, and there's still some imperfections in it. But I just have to take a tiny off of that bolt. Just a tiny bit. So the actual bar fits in there. Then I'm able to put this thing on. So I'm gonna take the upper triple tree and start assembling it. handlebars on. This actually is not going to fit, so I'm actually going to have to put that on with an extended brake line. Next step is kill switch. You can probably route it up like this. Honestly, actually the clutch cable would be perfectly fine being routed in normal location. Some fluid in there. So you take some gasket maker, put it right there, kind of get where you want the control to sit. Let's see, so if I tilt the bars back downward, it might aim like that. So I kind of want to sit them to where they're kind of versatile. Now to measure what size brake line we need. So I kind of use this string to figure it out. I need roughly about 32 inches. So this is my headlight. This actually came off of the GS500 that I purchased for $100. That bike is way at the back of the list of the stuff I'm planning on doing. So I just pulled this off to use it. It's a dual headlight. I already cut the plugs off so I could have the exposed wires. And so now I'm just gonna throw it on. So these forks actually taper down right here, and so these actually fit on here. These are actually the cheap eBay mounts. So instead of having to buy those really expensive 50mm ones, you can get these cheaper ones, which is nice. So this was actually the tip sensor before it got ripped and cut or whatever. And so it's just been jumped like that. Well, I'm actually going to be permanently connected right here, so it's a loop. So if the bike falls over, I do have to physically shut it off, so it's not going to have that automatic shut off, but this will be better for off-road. But I'm going to quickly throw this on, twist these together. I'm going to melt it together. So it should be good. So I was able to stretch the brake line and get it on there. It's actually not safe to drive because it's getting pinched right there from the tension. Okay, so I just found something out that I've noticed when riding it. There's actually play in the steering wheel. When you press the brake, it kind of like jerks a little bit. It makes a weird noise. Well, y'all look right here, right below this steering stem seal cap, whatever you want to call it. It actually moves. So that's actually like the bearing is jacked up in there or something, or it's loose. So I have to pull this off and actually inspect that, see what is giving it that play, because that is not good. That could cause a wreck. So I'm gonna pull all this off, see if I can figure out what it is. Gonna clean it off. It's tight again. It looked like all it needed was to be tightened. I was gonna pull it all the way off, but then there's actually some damaged threading right above this. So this does not want to spin all the way off. I could force it off, but again, this bike is not a super high dollar bike, so I'm not gonna replace this. The threads are all good, except for right there, right above that. The next step is put these back on. The front end is good. The front end is solid again. So I'm actually gonna swap this throttle tube real quick. So first I'm gonna get this off. It's a pain in the butt to get on there, but you can. Swap the brake line over real quick. Gonna run it right here. Pull the cap off. I don't have a physical mounting bracket for this yet, so it's kind of just zip tied on there just to hold it up. And then I'm gonna basically pour stuff in here as I'm sucking out at the bottom. And build some pressure. Close it. And then I'm gonna fill it up here. Pour some in here to the fill line. Oh yeah, the brake is nice and firm. So I'm having problems starting the $200 CBR, and so I actually stripped down the nice CBR so I can actually strip some parts off of it to see what's wrong with this one. Now, 2 weekends ago, this thing started up fine, but now the fuel pump is not priming when I put the key in. Like right now, the key is in, the bike is on, and nothing. Now, we got the tip sensor jumped. I mean, there's nothing should be wrong. It was perfectly fine 2 weeks ago, but now the fuel pump's not priming. So the fuel pump shouldn't have an issue. There shouldn't be really any issues. The ignition should be fine. And so I'm kind of wondering if it's ECU or not. So I'm actually going to swap it out. Then I'm going to go to the kill switch, see if it's a kill switch. If it's not the kill switch, I'm going to test the pump, all that kind of stuff. So let's see if I can get this thing running. Because I just got the line on. It's literally done. I mean, for the most part. I mean, I could ride it on the road just to test ride it. That I've been riding for a while now, but I want to ride this thing. So let's see if we can swap the ECU. No problem. ECU is not the issue. So I got the other kill switch. I'm actually gonna turn it off and then plug it in. And it was the kill switch. Okay, well I found my issue. So this ground wire right there is actually separated. That got pulled out of way up here. So I'm actually gonna pull this apart and resolder it. Okay, so it's right here. So if we can strip this. It's actually, let's see if we can pull a little bit more. So I'm just gonna be really careful with it when I try to open this. I'm not gonna rip it open. Gotta be really careful with that now. She's good. So I actually got a lock set from a guy on Facebook. He sent it to me from California. The dude gave it to me for 60 bucks. If y'all know, these things, this lock set, complete with a key, costs like 150 bucks on eBay. It's a lot of money, and so he actually gave me a steal, and so I'm gonna go ahead and put all this stuff on. Now we got a locking rear, locking gas cap, and an ignition. Next thing I'm gonna do is put some of these bark busters on. Slide it on there. I ran into an issue. The lever is actually hitting the bark buster because I already moved it over a ton. Now it's starting to give on the curved part of the bar, and so it's just making the lever go up more at an angle. So anyway, I actually had some leftover levers from one of my old 636s. This might work on this CBR. That one might work, but this is most definitely different. So I actually have some different attachments to go right here, because this should be shorter. That should be overall shorter, and it should work and not hit the bark buster. So it's actually got some play back and forth, which is good. That means it's not going to push on the master cylinder without me touching it, which happened last time. There's actually plenty of space, so I can actually move this whole thing back over. So I'm going to go with, I think the 21, F21 was the attachment for this master cylinder. Not a huge fan of the slight green tint and the orange, but these were just left over. I've had these for like 4 years. So, you know, they're gonna actually serve a purpose now. So let me just switch this one over. Hopefully that works. Just a hair too thick. So I actually have this lever, which seems to fit in there. And so I'm actually going to swap this lower onto this one.
That is actually going to be it for this video. Next video, I'm actually going to be doing some fiberglass work and some paint work and doing a few more things to the bike. I'm really excited about the video, so y'all stay tuned.